one second, everybody.
PGA Tour champions!
Off Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. Thank you for joining us. I want to thank a partner of ours. It's the Pass Robles Inn, 1-800-676-1713. Had a great last 3-month contest. We gave away 3 golf packages in conjunction with Pass Robles Golf Club that valued over $500 each. So give Pass Robles Inn a call, 1-800-676-1713, PassRoblesInn.com. Also, PassRoblesGolfClub.com, 805-238-4722 for tee times.
We'd like to welcome in the amazing Phil Bough, Executive Director of the Power Shares Triple Q Championship. He works for the PGA Tour Champions. Phil, are you with us?
I am.
Hey.
Mike, good morning. How are you both?
So wonderful.
Good,
nice to hear your voice again, Phil. Welcome back to the show, actually. Everything good in your world? Nothing going on right now, right?
No, actually, it's very quiet right now, Billy. It's really nice.
That's hard to believe, but since I know who you are, but let's the listeners find out a little bit about yourself before we jump in and talk about the upcoming event and what you do with the PGA Tour Champions. What's up with you? Where'd you come from? Where'd you hail from? I sense a slight accent of some kind.
Yes. So yeah, I'm a Brit. I'm a London boy, born very very close to Wimbledon actually. So growing up, tennis actually was big for me. But I got into pro golf in my early 30s in London, working for IMG over there, and I've been in professional golf for the last 25 years, and for the last 15 of that, I've been living here in the States, working for the PGA Tour, but also, as you know, Billy, I also did a very enjoyable, very rewarding stint as executive director of the First Tee of Los Angeles. So, really, golf has been in my blood for the last 25 years.
Is it fair to say that you now have your dream job? I know you've been in all aspects and wore many hats, but what you do now seems pretty cool from my end. What about your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it is wonderful because, you know, a lot of the guys that I'm working with now on the PGA Tour Champions, you think of Monty and Bernhard and VJ. I actually first met them when I joined IMG back in 1994. They were all clients, along with people like Nick Faldo and Ian Woosnam, who also play periodically on the PGA Tour Champions. So it's really great to see these guys. The other thing, too, is the fact that I actually live very close to where the tournament is held. I live here in Thousand Oaks. So this is really a community tournament. Like all PGA Tour events, we're committed to giving back and raising money for charity. So it's great to be able to do it here for people that you know. So that makes it extra special. Yeah,
I brought that up, Phil, because I know that you must have a passion for charity because of what you did with the First Tee of L.A., and I got to meet you, and what an outstanding job you did to. I think you took it from the beginning and grew it into quite a impressive chapter. So I knew you have this thing for charity. And I also know your background as far as the PGA Tour and the PGA Tour Champions. So being able to do this event, and this event is the Power Shares Triple Q. It's the second round of the Schwab Cup playoffs, is it not? It's the second round, is that right?
Yeah, yes. Well, it's actually now, Billy. It's now the Invesco QQQ. The name changed back to the parent company.
I'm sorry.
The brand name was Power Shares. Now it's Invesco. But yeah, you're right. We're still the second leg of the Charles Schwab Cup playoffs. So it means we'll have 54 of the top players on the tour come and join us. And right now, if you've been following the tour at all and looked at the top 20, top 25 guys, it's people like Jimenez, Scotty McCarron, VJ, Bernhard, Monty, Kenny Perry, Steve Stricker. Guys that. If you've been following pro golf at all in majors and Ryder Cups over the last 20 years, these are the kind of guys that you're going to be coming out and playing Sherwood.
Well, they're the best of the best, and I was just mentioning to Dave Shamandel, who's in studio here with us today, and we grew up with these players. I mean, this is it's funny you've had different names. When I grew up, it was first came out was the Senior Tour, and then it was the Champions Tour,
right? And
now it's the PGA Tour Champions. But it's these players that I grew up with, and I'm older than now, Phil. This is great.
That's the sad part.
What's up? What is up with that? So you got Jerry Kelly and stuff. I'm 8 years older than this guy. So it's but it's pretty exciting, and you're one of the best venues in all of the state of California, and And I knew you lived near there, but I did. So this is like a hometown event for you. Last year you mentioned, because we were asking if you did other stuff with the PGA Tour Champions. I think you're more involved than just this event, but you mentioned, and I brought up my notes from last year, that this is almost a full-time job. Once this is over, you almost start up again. Is that true?
Yeah, no, that's pretty true for most tournaments. For the executive director, the sales staff, maybe not so much for the operational folks. Some operations guys do work multiple tournaments, not many. But for myself, yeah, this is a full-time job, planning and executing.
Joining us is Phil Bough, the executive director of the Invesco Triple Q Championship, the second round of the Schwab Cup playoffs. 54 of the best legends ever are coming down to Sherwood Country Club. It's an amazing facility, like I just mentioned. Is it user-friendly for Gal? I know there's been some repairs. Was this the first year since it's remodeled, or was it last year was the first year since it was remodeled? Wasn't the course rebuilt? Yeah. It was last year?
Yeah, it was remodeled just prior to the first event that in 2016. So this will actually be the third year since Jack came in and did the remodel.
Well, I brought it up because we're just up the road from you, and anybody listening to us at the earshot, all the way from Bakersfield to this whole Central Coast area, you've got to go down and see this event. It is truly incredible, and it's such an easy, user-friendly place to get. Easy for gallery? Is it? I've been there they did the years ago with the shootout. Remember, I think Tiger had a shootout there a few times, and it was I've been down there, and it was so user-friendly place to get around. Are tickets still available?
Yeah, so this year, Billy, tickets are $20 for grounds, which is I think is a very, very, very fair price. But also, I should like to point out that for the golfers out there, which is obviously a lot of your listeners, if you go to pretty much any of the public courses in the region, if you go in there, we've got a BOGO offers on these cards that are in the pro shop. So look for those. That will give you two tickets for the price of one. So it's a great offer. Also in Roger Dunn stores as well. The same thing. Go in there and they have the cards, and on the back of the cards is a promo code. So when you buy your ticket, enter these special promo codes, and you'll get a second ticket for free.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Well, you mentioned earlier you've been involved with the Tour Forever in IMG. Is that right? You were involved. Did I say that right? That was you managed. You managed. So, are you allowed to have favorites? Because you mentioned Colin and you mentioned a few other players. Are you allowed to have favorites coming into this event? I think Miguel Angel Jimenez is leading the standings, but who knows after first round? Do you have favorites? Are you allowed to say that, or do you have predictions?
No, I love all these guys equally.
I know you do. We'll talk offline, but it's got to be very cool to see some of your old buddies. It must, coming in. And I did, if I read this right, and maybe you can help me. They changed the system now from points. They don't erase it down to zero after each of the playoffs. Is that right? Didn't they used to start over? They play it, and then they went back to zero. And
yeah, they've tried it a couple of different ways, recalibrating after so many events. The idea, obviously, and it's the same on the regular tour. The idea is that everybody coming into that season-ending event, which in our case would be the Charles Schwab Cup Championship in Phoenix, that everybody who's in that field has a chance to win it all. And so there's been a number of different ways of recalibrating the points going into that event. And last year, we had a situation where Bernhard had won 7 times on the tour, which was an incredible season for Bernhard, but he didn't end up winning the final tournament of the year, and therefore he actually didn't win the Charles Schwab Cup, which, a lot of people felt that was, maybe a little unfortunate for Bernhard given his play all year. So, they made a few changes, and I think, again, like with the FedEx Cup on the regular tour, these things are always being tweaked. But, it's I think at the end of the day, we're trying to create excitement for the fans and for the players and bring everything down, to the wire.
And I think it is a nice chance because right now on the FedEx Cup is the top 5. If any of those guys win, they win. Right? They're any of that coveted top 5 rankings. If any one of those guys win the event, but otherwise, other players, if none of those guys do, then it's open to the doors to others. So I think it's neat how they're recalculating. But this to me would be I would love to watch this, and we got to go down, man. So the best day is all 3 days the best, or is Friday have any more advantage than coming on Sunday?
No. So a couple of things I'd just like to point out. So we actually, the tournament days are Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's no cut. So if you came down Friday, you're still going to see the same guys as you're going to see on Saturday and Sunday over the weekend. So any of those days are good. On Thursday, though, we have what's called our Community Champions Day. That's actually the second day of the Pro-Am. You're going to see a lot of the big names playing on that Thursday, but it's free to everybody.
Wow.
Just come on down,
Oh, cool.
and we're also we're going to have a celebrity foursome out there. Alfonso Ribeiro, who you know from Fresh Prince and America's Funniest Home Videos, he's going to be playing in a celebrity group with a bunch of other celebs, so that'll be fun. But no, any of the days obviously are great to come down. The one thing, again, I would maybe point out is Saturday. After Saturday's play, we're going to have a concert there. So if you come down on Saturday and you've got a ticket, you can stay for the concert. The concert's going to be right there at the club at about 5 o'clock. And we've got a great Fleetwood Mac cover band called Twisted Gypsy. They're going to be playing a great set for us.
And you got that
Saturday's a great day.
the amphitheater around 18. Is that where this band's going to be playing? Because that hill on 18, watching everybody come in is awesome. Is that where it is?
Yeah, that's a great setting. But in actual fact, Billy, we're just going to have it over. There's a nice grass area just to the left of the clubhouse there, and we're going to be actually staging the concert there, along with the military appreciation ceremony. Because Saturday is Military Appreciation Day for us and a lot of other PGA Tour Champions events. So we're proud to have military caddies there on that day. We're going to have a color guard and national anthem singer. So that day is going to be really, really special.
God, it does. It's just so exciting
awesome.
what you're doing. And I don't know if I haven't spoken to Mike yet, but you had an opening for a twosome it was like $4,000 each to play in the Pro-Am. Is it still open? Wasn't it? Did you had one spot left? I'm not kidding. Did you fill it?
I thought you told me that you and Mike were going to take those spots.
Oh boy.
Well, I haven't talked to Mike about it. We are coming down on that. You were kind enough to let us come down on October 1. But that other spot, that was the Pro-Am, right? Is that 2 days for that $4,000, or because it's still open? Because I haven't mentioned it to Mike, but he just turned white. So
you're not an amateur. So
oh, yeah. I can't do it.
Got you out of that one, Bill.
Yeah.
That's great.
But is it still open? Because somebody listening might want to do it.
We have Wednesday. Wednesday's pretty much sold out, but we do have a couple of spots open on Thursday. So if anybody is interested, go online to our website and find out all the information. We've got a few spots left as well for any companies that are looking to entertain. Most of our big corporate suites are now sold at this time of year. That's
nice.
all pretty much wrapped up. But we certainly, if you're looking to come down, and obviously, like I said, a grounds ticket is $20, and that's great, gets you in, lots of great food and drink. But if you wanted to have an even more upscale premium experience, we have a new venue called the Archers Club, which is a really nice club. It's overlooking the driving range, 10T, 18 green, really nice spot. So check that out as well.
Well, thank you, Phil Bough, Executive Director for the Invesco Triple Q Championship, second round of the Charles Schwab Cup playoffs. He's working for the PGA Tour Champions. You are a gentleman, and what you do is great. Thank you for the invite for Mike and I to come down on Media Day. Looking forward to that. And maybe we can talk to you briefly next week and pump this thing one more time.
Yeah, absolutely. Always a pleasure to be with you guys.
Hey, you have a great day, Phil. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Phil.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
What a great golf course. No, I haven't played it since it's I've never have either. I've been there 3 or 4 times, walked it, never played it.
I still never been there. This has been my first time.
So, and then it's been rebuilt, so I don't know how much different that it is than it was, but
wow, that Pro-Am thing, that'd be cool.
Well, he sent a thing that's just like 3,700 or something, but you play with the tour players, and it's just like the other programs. You get the swag, tons of swag.
Oh
They give you all kinds
sweaters,
of
shoes,
and
yeah, that sounds amazing.
But
actually, sounds really, really good.
So it's not that far away, man. So
and you've been down on the course. You've been on the course a couple times.
Couple hours from here.
It's a 2.5 max. It's right up the hill at Thousand Oaks. It's right up the hill when you go up the big hill. It's down a few miles there. Near Westlake Village, kind of, if you will. I've been down with the first tee. We took a couple of years of bus kids down there when it was a Tiger Woods shootout.
That's right.
And one of the members there had a hole in the 11th or 12th hole, and he invited all the kids over to his yard and had a big cookout for everybody, barbecue. So that was pretty
Oh,
neat.
those kids will never forget
Oh
that.
man, it was either with a coach.
I was just going to say,
That
you
was
haven't
pretty-
either.
That was pretty cool. And then Darren and I went down with his kids a couple times. Just drove down and watched. They wanted Tiger's autograph back in the day. So anyway, cool.
Now Tiger's looking for their autograph.
Pretty soon.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Well, that was
so-
cool. I'm glad that Phil called. I'm excited about checking that out. You know, it's amazing. There's a course that close to us that's that great of a golf course that I've never seen.
And it does everything for children's charities. That there's a lot of different charities.
Sounds like
involved.
there's a whole lot of
and
charities.
and it raises a lot of money for a lot of great causes.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool, man. And what they do. Plus, it's the best of the best guys.
I
Like
love
you say, Bill,
Some of them are
they're
kids.
the oldsters, but they're still young.
They're still so
I
young.
love Longer. I mean, we saw Longer a couple of years ago at the Masters. That guy was
Machine.
ripped.
Well, you can join us on the bus and go to Pebble.
He was ripped.
Just come on up to Pebble, buddy.
I'm working on it.
We can bring you right back to your house, man.
I'm working
We'll
on it.
almost pick you up at your house.
Only if I get to sit next to you.
Oh, I think we may be full. Let me double check and see. If we have seats. Of course, buddy. We hold hands on the way up if you
Will
want.
you?
We'll watch movies.
Aw, that'd be sweet. That might just seal the deal right there.
Free popcorn.
We could go see Parker.
Fuck out. All right, with that, we're going to take our last break, everybody. And we come back. I think we got some jokes, and we also have some history on the Ryder Cup. I think it's debatable on who's actually going to be the storyteller. Might have to draw straws at the break.
Yeah.
You know?
So Nikki voted Dave to do it. I vote you. So that means Nikki should
We
do it.
have to. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Hey, I have a really good one too. We could find out who were the best 4 pairings of the Ryder Cup in history.
That's subjective, though.
No, it's based on how
That
many
could be a
points they
whole
won.
show.
Oh,
I
you're
found
talking about the points.
Yeah.
Faldo's got to be one of them because he's got the most
Pairing.
points.
Pairing.
Is Faldo one of them?
Pairing. No,
He sounds-
not.
Sergio and
Sergio and Sevi.
Savvy wasn't a bad team. And then when it went to Olazabal and Sergio,
Oh, Sergio and Olazabal were great.
I mean-
Olazabal and Sevi. Olazabal and Sevi were a great team.
so
That is a good team.
Spanish teams were pretty good.
And
We'll be right
doesn't
back,
Faldo
guys.
have the most points? I think he does.
We appreciate you listening to Golf
I
Talk
think
Radio.
Billy
Don't
Casper
forget,
still has most points.
you can get Golf Talk Radio on iTunes anytime. Also, golftalkradio.com is where our podcast page is at. A lot of history there. A lot of good stuff for you guys to listen to. We'll be right back. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy on Golf Talk Radio Network.